We just got this digital picture frame to give as a Christmas gift, and there were a couple questions we had before we selected this one, and a couple of questions we had about how it works. One of the questions was, how easy is it to set up the different accounts to send to the person who has the frame? Because we have family all over, and we want everybody to be able to send pictures of the grandkids or of trips or whatever to the picture frame. And we want them to be able to send those pictures remotely. So we set up a few accounts and we sent pictures to the frame. All of them interacted perfectly with the frame, so there's no problem with having people in different locations sending your photos to the one frame. Another question was, will it resize automatically if it turns sideways? And you can see it does. If it's vertical or horizontal, it doesn't really matter. It will adjust the frame to fit the pictures that you have. One thing to note is that in the app, when you change the aspect of a picture, you can tell it you want it to fill the frame or not fill the frame. That doesn't seem to translate when the picture arrives in the frame. So if you say, I don't want it to be cropped, I want it to be the full picture, when it gets to the frame may crop it anyway. So you do need to set it up on the frame that you want to, by default, see the whole picture. So we set it up that way. One of the other questions we had was, how bright is it at night in the dark? Can you leave this on 24 hours a day? It does have a timer built in so that you can tell it that you want it to turn itself off between certain hours. But if you wanted to leave it on all the time, is it going to keep you up at night? It does have sound, but I chose to turn the sound off when videos are playing, but you can have those sounds playing also, where you would definitely probably want to put it to sleep at night. But I'm going to show you how bright it is in the dark right now. I'm just kidding, I don't have a clapper. Yeah, it's a picture of my breakfast. So there you go, not too bright. I don't think that it would keep me awake, although it could keep some people awake. You can adjust the brightness of the screen as well. Another question I had was, it always has to be plugged in. So it has a DC Canon plug. It's a little thin Canon plug, but it also has a USB-C port. So I also wondered if you could actually use that USB-C port to power the frame. And unfortunately you can't. I tried it out. That port is only for data transfers. So one problem I did have is that when I was trying to set the app up, I was having trouble registering. It was saying that it was emailing me a code that I could put in to register the app. That code never showed up. Now, it was Christmas Day. I'm guessing a ton of people probably got the frame as a gift, and so they were probably just overloaded, because I tried again today a few days later and it worked perfectly. But because we had that problem, we had the question of, do you actually even need to register the app at all? And the answer to that question is no, you don't. We had one of the accounts we set up where we decided not to register it. We did change the name in the app, but we didn't register it with the company itself. And that name did show up on the frame. It didn't show up as visitor. So it is something you can do. You don't have to worry about registering with the app. Both the app and the interface on the frame are pretty simple to use. It takes a little bit of tinkering, but not really much at all. So it's pretty simple. We wanted to get this one completely set up before we gave it to them so that the person who received it wouldn't have to mess with it at all. But it's actually pretty simple to use in the frame and pretty simple to use in the app. So those are the questions we had, and I hope I've answered your questions. If I didn't, go ahead and leave a comment, and I'll leave a link to this frame in the description, and it is an affiliate link, so if you do click it, I will receive a small commission. Doesn't cost you anything extra, it helps me out a little bit, but overall, pretty impressed, so I hope this helps.